Welcome back to the I Am Winter Symposium. This is a midwinter gathering of 21 sages who are sharing their strength and hope for us during these tumultuous winds of change. And today, we're really, really fortunate that we have Sandra Ingerman with us. And Sandra Ingerman is an award-winning author of 10 books, including Soul Retrieval, Mending the Fragmented Self, Medicine for the Earth, How to Heal Personal and Environmental Toxins, and Walking in the Light, the Everyday Empowerment of Shamanic Life. She is the presenter of 8 audio programs produced by Sounds True, and she is the creator of the Transmutation app. Sandra is a world-renowned teacher of shamanism and has been teaching for more than 30 years. She has taught workshops internationally on shamanic journeying, healing, and reversing environmental pollution using spiritual method. Sandra is recognized for bridging ancient cross-cultural healing methods into our modern culture, addressing the needs of our time. Sandra is devoted to teaching people how we can work together as a global community to bring about positive change for the planet. She is passionate about helping people to reconnect with nature. And lucky for us, she's a wind believer. So welcome to this summit. I'm really excited you're here.
Thanks, Renee, and I am. Wind is my ally, and so I thought I would just start out with a simple invocation to thank all the elements for what they give us so that we can thrive. So we give thanks to the elements, the living beings. In shamanism, the elements are living beings. They're alive. They love us. They're here. They give us everything we need to thrive. And so today we give thanks to the earth, to the winds, and to the sun that shines on us, and to the waters, for we live on a water planet and we are water beings. We give so much honor and respect, and we make a commitment as we begin a new year and a new time that we will bring dignity into our spiritual practices and honor the elements that give us life. And this is such a beautiful way to navigate the winds of change that we're dealing with, because we are nature, we are earth, air, water, fire. And as we tune into the power of these amazing elements, they guide us, they give us signs and omens to light our path in every step of our ways. So today we begin by honoring the elements that give us life. And so I'd like to talk to you about some very important things that we can do to start to work with the turbulence, because part of life, everything in life goes through change. That is life. As soon as we start changing and growing, we die. So we're in this amazing growth process right now. And in shamanism, it's called the process of dismemberment, where we're starting to lose what covers up the light that shines through us. And that's why we came here. We came here to be beings of light, to experience and receive unconditional love and give unconditional love, and to learn how, just like the creative forces of the universe did, to bring in spiritual energies to create form, to create beauty on this planet Earth. That's why we're here. And what's happened for us is we've actually forgot what we're passionate about and why we've come here. So as we begin a new cycle of change and greet in a new year, what an incredible time for us to start to move into a place where we wake up, and everything in life has an energetic signature. From a shamanic point of view, there's a web of life that connects everything, and we're interdependent on each other. And so the energetic signature of moss, and the energetic signature of wind, and the energetic signature of you, and the energetic signature of every tree is part of this organism we call the web of life. And when you leave this planet, your energetic signature leaves this web of life. And what an amazing opportunity that you have to wake up to your unique gifts of what you have to add to this web, because it's an opportunity that doesn't go on forever. We need your energetic signature now. Now is the time for you to learn how to be your own authority and to wake up and stop trying to be what society is trying to sculpt you into. You are a unique being, and you came here to shine your light into the world. And as we begin the new year, I ask you to not get so involved in predictions. I find that that's a real downfall for people as we start the new year, is looking up predictions for the new year. My helping spirits, including the wind, give me the message that our future is created from the present. And so we have to stay in the present moment and not think too far into the future, because what you're thinking about in the present is what's creating the future. So learning how to stay present. Part of the trance is believing all the predictions. That's part of the trance. It's keeping you disempowered. It's keeping you from understanding your creative potential and your energetic signature and why you're here and what you have to bring into this new year. Because the turbulent waves that we're going on, the dismemberment that I started to talk about originally, is all bringing us to a smoother time and a time of more light, but our ego has to be sculpted away so that we're more spiritual beings bringing through the change that will help all of life. And in shamanism, it's talked about that we have the destiny. Our destiny is to be dreamers, and that every word, thoughts, or things, and every daydream that we have, we actually manifest into form. And so if you want to bring in a powerful practice into the new year, watch your daydreams during the day, because if you want to understand what's happening in the outer world, if you start to reflect on the daydreams you're having throughout the day, you can actually watch the track of where we're all going to. And so the way to navigate the winds of change right now is to own being a dreamer. What a great time on a new year to tap into your gift as a dreamer. And to do that, how you do that is you daydream. You know how to do that. Open up your imagination. But the key is You have to step in fully. You have to see your dream. You have to hear the voices, the sounds of other people and of nature as you're living the perfect life and living on a planet that has come through the turbulence into a good time. And we have to smell the fragrances of what that world would be like. And we have to touch things and feel our heart expanding and seeing, hearing, feeling, tasting. You're eating fresh food. Step into the dream as if it's happening and see your life and the world as if you're in the dream now. That's how shamans around the world are saying we can change the world right now, is by stepping into our destiny and being dreamers. And my last message is that a lot of people are experiencing heartbreak during this time of turbulence, watching so much suffering. And what my helping spirits have shared with me about that is behind your physical heart is a spiritual heart. And that's a place that is divine. It's like if you close your eyes and travel, just imagine yourself traveling within. Who you are beyond your body and your mind is spiritual light that shines through. And if you close your eyes and travel within and imagine being a star or the sun, that's always shining effortlessly and never focusing on where its light goes. Its light goes everywhere. If you do that and just allow your light to shine and absorb it in every cell of your body, you will experience personal healing that is amazing. I have thousands of case studies of people who have healed from that one practice. And to add to that, start to tap into your spiritual heart instead of your physical heart. Yes, the pain that you're experiencing is expanding your sense of compassion and it's helping you grow. But you can also add to that by being in greater service, by allowing that light. Imagine a heart behind your heart that only sees divine perfection and beauty on this great earth, because behind every suffering that's happening, behind everything that's happening, there is actually a beautiful part to life, because life is about birth, death, rebirth, and we spiral through that cycle. And we're spiraling now into a place of illumination. And I wish for you that you hold that seed of hope and that you do these simple practices of being a dreamer and shining your spiritual light into the world. And for those of you who feel disempowered right now, those are two acts that vibrate through the web of life, this organism of life, to bring back harmony and balance and love and light back into our world again, where every living being in nature, including humans, has the best of life that is offered to us by the spirits, including the wind.
Are you done with that? That was beautiful.
Yes.
When you were talking about touching, I teach at the college. I teach one night a week in the cooking department, and they, all the other chefs are teaching them how to work in restaurants, and I'm teaching them about how to have a relationship with food. So I stomp around the kitchen all the time telling them, take those gloves off, get those gloves off. You have to feel this food. And and somebody said, oh, I want you to teach. And they're like, well, cooking is the same. It's all the same. And I love that we share that vision. and that but you also believe that shamanism is a way of life and not necessarily just the path of healing. So do you want to expound upon that a little bit?
Absolutely. Uh, Everything in shamanism is considered a ceremony, and every moment is sacred. And when we recognize every moment is sacred, that's when we start to feel the magic, and that's when we start to feel the change. And so, yes, there are a variety of healing ceremonies where shamans communicate with compassionate spirits who really want to help us at this point in time. But shamanism is way beyond that. It is a way of life. And how shamans work as a way of life is with the power of gratitude, giving thanks. So although you wake up in the morning and you go, oh my God, I have this to face in my day, from a shamanic point of view, if you want to change your day and you want to change the world, think of something that you're grateful for. I started out with an invocation, giving thanks to earth, air, water, fire. If we did that one simple practice every day, I guarantee you the climatic changes that are being caused by humans would heal. There is a process of evolution that is natural, but where we're affecting what's happening in the environment, we can change that by bringing in the shamanic principle of honor and respect on a daily basis for the elements that give us life. It's believed in shamanism that every word has a vibration behind it, and that vibration goes up into the universe and manifests down as form. Just like a spinner on a spinning wheel spins fiber into physical form, that's how shamans see what our words do. When they go up, they spin back down into form. In shamanism, the practice of shamanism, thoughts are considered as things. And so when we start to say things like, I hate this political leader, or I hate this person, we're actually sending out a curse, not just to them, but to all of life, because shamans recognize the principle of unity. So every thought that you have not only goes out into the world, affecting the health of every living being, it boomerangs back to you and all your loved ones. And so in shamanism, it was understood ceremonies were done to express bliss and anger and hate, because that's all part of being a human being. But in shamanic culture, it was taught, okay, express, but now transmute and transform the energy behind your thoughts. Get it out, express it, and then emit from your spiritual heart and say, I ask that the energy behind my thoughts be transformed into an energy of love and light that feeds every living being on the planet, including myself. And then shamans really believe in holding the dream, focusing on, again, what is the world that you want to live in? What do you want your life to be like? And to focus and use all your senses and hold your focus on your vision. Don't give up. This is not the time to give up. This is the time where change can happen. And so it's important not to give up and to connect with nature. Everything in shamanism is seen as alive, in the trees and the plants and the rocks and the crystals and the elements. And for 100,000 years, shamans have been talking to the nature beings, not just to create harmony. It creates harmony. It's we're living on this planet together, and starting conversation with them is so important. But they also know how we can bring our lives back into a place of health. They can teach us how to navigate the winds of change. And so these are shamanic practices that are used all the time. Of our words and our energy and our thoughts and daydreams are like seeds that we plant in the earth, and they grow. Everything that we feed grows. And so what are you feeding? And that is really the core teaching of shamanism as a way of life.
So what I'm hearing you say is that you could do it simply in a moment. You don't need to build a big fire. You don't need, you can go outside, and take a wind walk, or you can do it in a moment's change. You can shift that thought, is what I hear. Is that correct?
Absolutely. It's challenging, especially if we're really triggered. It's challenging. And so I just say to my helping spirits, this is how I'm feeling right now, and I have a right to my feelings. I am really upset, but help me to make sure that the only energy going out right now is feeding the world and me with the energy of love and light, and nobody's being harmed in any way. And so in shamanic culture, shamans work with the invisible. We're always looking at this disharmonious energies in the unseen realms, and what do we need to do to bring harmony back into those patterns.
Awesome. And on that subject, that means you're doing your own personal work, that you're not sending all that, like you said, like you're not sending the good energy, the bad energy. You hold that energy as a big vision, not necessarily I'm sending you a prayer today, but I'm holding a bigger vision that we walk in health. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. We are beings of light. And so if you have a person who's really suffering right now from an illness or something that's happening on the planet, you can see them as suffering, or you can see the light that always shines through them. And when you're willing to perceive, our perception creates our reality. So when you're willing to perceive a person in their spiritual strength, you have the spiritual strength to get through this challenge. That uplifts that person. When you start saying, oh, you poor thing, I'm so sorry, the energy just starts to sink down. And so shamans like to talk about how to empower people instead of disempowering them. And by seeing them in their perfect health, and by seeing, we're only seeing a little bit as human beings. As I said, shamans gaze beyond the tangible and the unseen, and they're seeing something very different than what we're seeing, very different. So we don't have the big picture. And so the key is to do our personal work as humans, to feed ourselves, to love ourselves, and to bring love into the world, and to realize that we don't have the big picture. And that's very difficult for us control freaks out there, but there is a big picture going on that we can't see, and it's a beautiful part of shamanism to be able to see the beauty.
That's funny. Last week I'm doing all of these things for a book launch, like, working 15, 16 hours a day. I'm sure you understand that. Yes. And then the winds just laugh at me. And they'll say, like, well, did you really think that we waited all these years to bring out this message, and that we don't have a plan that's bigger than your plan? And so then I get right-sized and I get back onto So I love that.
Many years ago, the wind actually yelled at me.
Trust me.
The wind said to me, you always think that you're on your own and that you have no help. You are insulting us. We are behind you every step of the way. And instead of asking for help, you just try to power through on your own. We're here to help you.
I know, that's such a great message. I think that's probably a great message to leave, that we have these helping spirits and they are here to help us. I mean, because we
Yes.
could go on talking for a long time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
When I heard you speak, I don't know if it was 20 years ago, it was like, wow, there's somebody who matches my vision. And it just took me another 20 years to get aligned with it. But I'm so grateful that you've spent some time with us today, and that you read my book and have said such nice things about it. That to me means more than anything.
It is, Renee, it is the most wonderful book. It is the most wonderful book.
Thank you.
Remarkable. Remarkable. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the symposium is going to continue through the 6th of January, which happens to be one of the wind goddess's favorite night to fly around. And so it's the night, I believe, that she returns the lost souls into the Milky Way. So I thought, well, that's fitting. And there's other traditions that go along with it. But returning the lost souls so we can start next year fresh is a wonderful idea. And I thank you so much for taking your time today to be with us. And I look forward to sitting near the fire with you soon.
Absolutely. And I just want to wish you and everybody an abundance of blessings for holding a beautiful dream that we can all work towards manifesting in the new year.